So we're eating at this restaurant, good old C, and made me think of some things, the top 15 things that shocked me when I got to Thailand that I just never saw in America. That's where I'm from. Probably the West in general. You just don't see a lot of these things. And number 15, the last one, could be number one, number 15, but it's the last one I'm going to tell you. And it's something that happens here in restaurants in Thailand that would just never be allowed or happen in restaurants. The owners would just never allow this. I'll get to that at the end, but let's start with number one. Number one is the roads here. Just how unsafe things can be. How crazy people are on the roads, from hazards to the way people drive to people driving the wrong way. And I figured I'd have Fi sit in with me while I go through this list. Since she's lived here her whole life, maybe she can shed some light on, some of these things that just seem kind of just crazy to me. So the first thing is the roads.
The road.
And you were saying it the other day, we were driving down Rama 2, and they were doing all these construction. We're looking up and like, shouldn't that be like fenced off or blocked so things aren't falling? And you were saying like things fall all the time from there.
Yeah, it's all the time. It's always happen. It's like
accidents. And there was that real big one where a giant piece of, what is that, cement fell on top of the car.
Yeah.
And that's just nuts. But there's always crazy things going on the roads here. From overloaded pickup trucks. I mean, you just like a pickup truck is used for anything here. Like you'll have 15 people in the back of a pickup truck, or they pile things up so high that I can't even believe they make it under a bridge. Why? Have you ever been in the back of a pickup truck with like 20 people back there? Do you feel safe when you do that?
I don't feel okay because I used to it. I'm born with it. It's like,
do you know of any accidents though, like where they hit people and people going flying out? Have you ever heard of that happening?
That's happened all the time.
Yeah, people get killed like that and stuff.
Yeah, and especially the pickup truck driver, they always driving crazy. I don't know why.
Yeah, you'd think if you had 15 people in the back of your pickup, you wouldn't drive too crazy. Number 2 on my list are the motorbikes. Just the daredevils. I can't drive down the main road here without a motorbike coming the wrong way. They look like nobody wants to cut around. Now there is an issue here where the turnarounds are like far away from each other, but there's always a motorbike going the wrong direction. I mean, just you usually don't see that in the West. People usually at least travel on the correct side of the road, or else they get dirty looks, they get yelled at, they get honked at, it causes a road rage. People, I see them doing wheelies, 4 people on the motorbikes, 3 people on the motorbikes. What's the most people you've ever been with on a motorbike? How many people?
6 people.
Get out of here.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You've been on a motorbike with 5 other people before.
Yeah, I'm sitting down, and just like my head up here.
How old were you then?
Oh, 15. That's why I'm getting accident.
Wait, when you get in the accident, there was 6 people on it, or that was a different?
No, just like this is a bit different time, but like we were doing that. It kind of fun stuff for teenager though.
Number 3, the lack of safety protocols here. I was up at Pie Canyon, and I mean, it's just treacherous. Like you could take one little slip, and I'm sure there's lots of accidents that don't get publicized, but I saw a kid right at the edge, and literally I said something to the parents, it's just like, you got to look out for yourself here. It's not part of the societal norm here to look out for safety. I mean, I don't know. You know what? Do you think things should be safer here? Like, you barely ever see lifeguards. There's so many drownings here, especially foreigners.
Sometimes like they already warn you. They have the sign, but someone is not just like don't keep a F on it. They already warn you, but they're still going down to swim. So what they can do, right?
Well, put barriers up and have people like, if it's a crowded place, like when I went to the Grand Canyon, there's people there like watching, like they'll have, security or whatever, but here it's like, you're just on your own, every man for himself. Up to you, as I say, up to you. Number 4 is the electric grid and the electric everything and wires. So, I mean, you'll see here, I'm down on the street, just wires hanging everywhere. There's always wires hanging from like, and it's not always the electric wires. Sometimes it's the cable wires, but you heard about the guy on the motorbike that was driving and the wire was hanging?
Yeah.
So this is another road safety, motorbike safety. Well, this one guy hit the wire, decapitated.
I know. That's kind of, I don't know. We can say this word stupid.
Oh, you can say stupid,
Okay,
but it's
that's kind of
bad.
stupid thing, but they never fix it. I don't know how to explain how to say about it. I don't want to say bad thing about, but
Well, it happens all the time. I got pictures I've seen of another girl that hit it, and she just had a big mark on her neck, and she was injured, but luckily she didn't perish. Recently, I was in a hotel, and this is a big problem here. People get electrocuted in the shower here because you know the hot water tank. It's a tankless hot water thing, and sometimes they put them in the shower here. And I was at a hotel recently. I looked at the back, and you can see it's like wires exposed. Like it's so dangerous. Like you can get electrocuted. It's people have. I've read about people getting electrocuted in the shower here, and people have said stuff about that.
okay, if you guys take like 10 seconds going down, subscribe, that will help our channel to grow. And that's I will be so happy. Like I appreciate it.
I'd be happy too. Just go down right there on the bottom, hit subscribe, hit like. The algorithm loves that stuff. It seems like when people subscribe during a certain video, it helps that video get pushed out more for some reason. So we appreciate it. All right, one of the most annoying to me that you usually don't see as much besides the ice cream truck in America is just the noise pollution. I've told you guys before about right now it's political season. There's an election coming up. I can't wait till the election's over. The trucks driving everywhere, loudspeakers, and they do Muay Thai fighting on the islands or different places where there's a Muay Thai arena. They drive around and just blast it. That doesn't bother you. Used to that? That probably doesn't.
Yeah, I get used to it. But kind of annoying. But what we can do? It's like it's
yell at the guy, threaten him, chase him.
No, they do that all the time. It's kind of like it's not a culture, but it's like the thing that they do it.
Yeah. All right, that was number 5. Number 6. It's funny. I was just reading an article today about Detroit, and they're complaining about the stray dogs running around Detroit. Now, I mean, they're a little treacherous there because they're all pit bulls, and they're pretty dangerous dogs. But here, most of the dogs are nice, but there's just dogs everywhere. I mean, you just don't see that in the West. All the dogs everywhere. Like I just walked down the beach today. There was 7 or 8 dogs all running around, and one piece of advice. And a buddy of mine, he saw a dog and it seemed a little aggressive, and he turned his back and ran from it, and it bit him right on the calf. Recently I was in an alley by her nail shop taking this shortcut to walk back, and these dogs were really aggressive, charging at me, but I turned and face them, and every time I'd face them and yell at them, they run away. Then I turn my back, walk a little bit, they come running back. I turn around real fast and they run away. So you got to face up on them. You can't run, just walk slow, turn and face them. And if worse comes to worse, they're usually not pit bulls here. You just kick them square in the jaw. They're probably going to leave you alone. I don't know. Number 7, the burning here. Like a lot of the farms, they don't have the equipment like we do in America for the farms, so they burn the fields. They burn them once a year, and they keep saying they're going to crack down on it. They're going to crack down on it, and it's just nonstop burning. They just burn other things, and sometimes tires and all these things are getting burned. Like, has that been like that your whole life?
Yeah, at the season.
Yeah, but does this seem like the worst one this year in a long time? Is it maybe because of COVID the last couple of years that I didn't see it, but this is
It's
the worst.
always like that.
But this is the worst one I've ever seen. It hasn't been this bad the
yeah.
last 2 years. Not in this area.
It's like my grandma's house. Like every year we doing that. We have like the rice. That's the space.
Yeah, the rice field. Yeah.
Yeah, and they burn it every year. It's kind of fun stuff that when I'm a kid and we just run and we get all back. It's so cool.
After they're done, you're not running to the fire, are you?
No. It's kind of like one time a year, so they're gonna have like the season to burn it.
Yeah, I know, but this year it seems like it's lasted forever. The pollution's been terrible, and it seems like it's just every direction you see just fires. So on top of that, number 8, let's just stay with the subject of fire and burning. Anywhere you go on like a little holiday trip, it's not by our house. There probably is some shows around here, but any island, anywhere you go, they always have the fire shows, the full moon party. And I mean, another thing with the safety precautions, I mean, these people are jumping through fire. I've seen girls, like, they fall on it, and like, I know they got burned a little bit. You know, it's just crazy. Have you ever done the fire show? Have you ever jumped into it, done like that?
No,
You know, jump the rope or the fire?
no,
Done?
no,
Why
no,
not?
thank you, no.
Why?
No, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's more fun to just sit and look.
Yeah, I like watching people catch on fire when it's their own stupid fault.
I already have like too little hair. No, no, thank you.
And so it says number 9, you know, we get floods. There's flash floods in America and everything. But here, every time there's a hard rain, the streets just flood. And I mean, you get garage, people that live in their condos and that's getting flooded underneath and water up this high. And there's so many waterlogged and water damaged vehicles. Like, we just bought a car. I bought a new car for the sole reason is that I didn't trust that a used car may have not been in a flood. I just want to make sure I knew what I was getting, and I was the first owner. Tell them the story about Grand Avenue, like 2 weeks after we moved out.
Oh, some condo they make a parking spot like under, and then when the rain coming, yeah, my car is like under the water.
Yeah, so if we didn't move 2 weeks, her car would have been destroyed. Yeah. And the insurance, you know, it's an older car. It probably wouldn't have got covered that much, you know, for how much is left owed on it. Because her mom...
It's kind of different from Bangkok because I think Bangkok is bad. It's like more worse than here because 5 minutes of the rain, the water is just come to your knee.
Blocks here too, like, by Soy Bacau and all those, you know, certain ones are like that.
Yeah, but it's like the condo in Bangkok, most of them make a parking spot up.
Oh, up instead of the basement. Well, that's good for the cars. Number 10 is emergency lights, and this one would never be allowed in America. I don't know about Europe, Asia, wherever, or you know, other places in Asia or Australia, but restaurants and different businesses, they advertise by having like police emergency flashing lights. They put signs out right at the street, and I always think it's a car being pulled over or some emergency, and it's just an advertisement for restaurants. And you see buses and people on their motorbikes even like are you allowed to have that here?
This doesn't matter. It's not that, it's not, I don't know, like you can have it at the restaurant, but you cannot have that on your car. That's illegal.
I see people doing that stuff.
Really, in the car?
I've seen motorbikes with like lights and stuff.
No, that's like, I don't know. But the law here is just kind of...
It's a suggestion, right? It's more of a suggestion than a rule.
Soft.
And this is even worse in America now is the inflation. The food costs so much there. But here, it's just shocking how cheap the food is. Like, literally, we can go... And yesterday I picked up khao soy, a new khao soy. That's one of my favorite dishes. It's a Chiang Mai noodle chicken and noodles with like a soup. And a new place, 50 baht a meal. And I mean, it was, so you're looking at, what's that, like $1.40 or something, $1.30 for a meal. And yeah, it would be like $14 in the US, maybe more now for that. But it's just shocking how inexpensive the food here. So that's something that, obviously I was shocked to see.
We already made a video about that one time, remember? For a week, we spent like 10 baht or 20 baht.
Yeah, we spent $20 each for an entire week eating at the market, eating expensive food, and we each had money left to spare. Number 12 is just how everybody in Thailand likes to trick out their vehicles. Like the buses all crazy with 1 million speakers and painted, and the buses... or the bot bus pickup truck. Remember that one we saw in Samut Sakhon? Yeah. Boom, boom, boom with the music, and it's a passenger. Yeah. It's like to pick up people that need a ride, you know.
That's so cool. We have that on Songkran though. We dance in it.
Yeah. I mean, people like to trick out their motorbikes, their cars. I mean, it's just, people do soup up their cars in America, but nothing like Southeast Asia. And a lot of times it's these little cars like, what's that show you like to watch with Dominic Toretto?
Fast and Furious?
Yeah, the little cars, like they soup them up here. And I mean, that's something I do like. It's pretty cool seeing like, people semi-trailers and they just do up the tractor part of the trailer, It's pretty cool. That's
I used
something
to
I
have
do
the
enjoy.
car like that when I was a teenager, though. It's kind of
okay.
cool. It's made me feel cool. But now it's like, oh, annoying.
Well, they take it to another level here. It's a lot more extreme than America. All right, number 13 is, and I haven't been to America in a while, but I don't remember anything like with you girls and the Instagram here. Like here, it's like people will literally build a business just so people can come and take Instagram pictures. And do they make money just selling coffee and charge twice as much because it's a cool place that for taking pictures?
It's kind of Instagrammable. Like you get the money from that people. If you have a cool page, they just come for make a picture. Okay?
It's just taken to another level here. I mean, everything's got to be like for Instagram in Thailand.
Yeah.
I think it kind of seemed like that a little bit in Japan too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Korea might be like that. I don't know. So, whatever. Number 14 is the smells.
So I had no opinion.
And this goes two ways. All right, I'll get back to the food situation here. When I came here and I was in quarantine for 2 weeks, I was stuck in that hotel eating that crappy ass food that they served me. And I had this open balcony area that I could go sit out at the pool, and there was open air, and I could smell all the street food from Bangkok just coming in. And I'm like, and the smell is so good. And you know how you smell good food, but you can't have it? It just makes you just like go crazy. I could not. The first thing I did when I got out of the quarantine was like getting out of prison. Like dudes in America in prison, they want to go have sex. You're in quarantine in Thailand, you want to go eat food because you just smell it the whole time you're in there. And it was just amazing. Now, on the other side of that, I was, you walk in a lot of different places and you have that sewage smell coming up. And that goes to the flooding too, because a lot of people will cover up with the mats, the drain by their business, so they don't smell it, but then the street floods. So it kind of goes two ways, but these drains like that you would not believe something, and it's worse sometimes, and sometimes it's not as bad. But like in Pattaya, it's always stinky. In Pattaya, it's like I get there, like, and I did, if I was gone for years and I get to Thailand or walk over there, and I'm like, yeah, it smells like Thailand. I'm back in Thailand, and I don't know. You just don't. You don't go places and smell that sewage, stinky smell. All right, number 15, and this is the one that I've been talking about. You're sitting in a restaurant, and this would never happen in America, and you got vendors, they come into the restaurant. Like the restaurants are open air, and you got, a couple weeks ago, we're at this place, and it's a restaurant, they serve food, they serve drinks, and you got he was kind of a jakey looking guy, coming around selling his like things of orange juice.
Come on.
And she felt bad for him and bought them. We didn't drink them. I gave them away to somebody. But like in America, no restaurant would allow some person to just come in selling stuff that's like a competition of what they're selling in their own restaurant. They never say anything. Everybody's just like sabai, no problem. The lottery tickets, the jewelry, all kinds of stuff. But the one that shocks me the most is selling other food or drinks in a restaurant. Like that's their restaurant. Like have some fucking manners, bro.
No, it's not. It's about they let him in because the orange juice we buy is like a takeaway. We buy take it home. Okay, I love that how they let him doing that. They're supporting him, even he look like so bad. Like
well, usually they don't look that bad. That guy just happened to look bad that day. But
yeah, and it's like the one thing that I don't like about it is the kid. Even we eating like 1 o'clock in the morning, and the kid why they're not sleeping.
Oh, the parents are just using them.
Yeah. That's like, one I'm not supporting. I'm not buying.
I don't even know if it's their kids sometimes. They just, neighbor's kid, hey, I'll give you, $50, let me borrow your kid for a couple hours to help me sell stuff, make people feel sorry.
Yeah, that's one I'm not going to support it. I don't like it. Like, this is 1 o'clock in the morning. You support to go sleep. You support to go to the school tomorrow. Like, why you still let your kid coming out in the middle of the night? That one I don't like. But like the girl people, I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the list. That one was the most shocking to me. If you liked the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. We'll put another playlist right up here. Oh, here. Check it out. Some more entertaining videos. Greeny out.
Found.